Let's talk about how YouTube changed my life. And I know this might, for some people hearing this, they'll be like, oh, that's a lot. For most people, it's not a lot. I'm at 13,000 subscribers now. In reality, that's not a lot because there's all kinds of channels, like with hundreds of thousands, millions. But what really matters is how did YouTube change my life for building the SaaS that I'm building? If I can give any piece of advice right now from my experience, and I've built multiple startups, I've built multiple apps in the past, so I have experience building software, not B2B SaaS, but whatever, is figure out a way to build an educational channel where people will binge your content. If you do an entertainment channel, that's fine. It's just realize those viewers, it's not the same quality viewers that you would get if you were like Alex Hormozy teaching. I don't know what product you're building, but if you can somehow think of like, okay, what can I teach in this area? And I'm the expert. And you start building a community, and then that community needs your product. For me, I was doing junk removal, and junk removal companies need software. I positioned myself perfectly in the home services industry, specifically junk removal, but eventually all home services are going to need a CRM. So let's say you teach hair and you become this amazing hair teacher. Eventually, hair salons, nail salons, any beauty salon, pet groomer salons, they'll all need your software. You start by building your brand in your area of expertise in hair salons. So you do something with hair. So just think of something. But anyways, let's talk about how YouTube changed my life. I started Jedi Junk Removal, my junk removal company. We don't need to go too far back of why I got into junk removal, but long story short, COVID got me out of programming for a minute. I was sick of coding because my startup just failed. And I was like, you know what? I need money now. Another kid's on the way. One of my friends suggested picking up trash. So I started a trash junk removal company. It started doing very well. I started that company September 2021. About 4 or 5 months into my journey, I decided to make a video and talk about, hey guys, I'm doing $40,000 a month for my junk removal company. This is insane. I ultimately reposted that video on a new channel, July 2022. Call it 1 year later. And I was doing $100,000 a month gross with margins of, so I was doing about 30,000 profit. So I was kind of an expert in the junk removal industry. And I was like, you know what? I don't know when I'm gonna go back to software. I'm building a junk removal company and I'm killing it. Let's just try growing this. That's my first video that I truly started the Jedi Junk Removal channel, or the Andrew teaches you how to build a junk removal company. However, I didn't really start taking my YouTube channel seriously until October 2022. So let's just say exactly a year into my junk removal journey of building my junk removal company, I started feeling comfortable sharing and teaching. Gary Vee says, document, don't create. Document everything from the beginning, because it'd be so cool if you documented your journey from the beginning so you can see you suck all the way to your expert. But not everybody does that. I really wish I did that. So I'm 1 year into junk removal. I didn't really start taking my YouTube channel seriously until October 2022. There was a junk con, yes, for junk removal business owners, just like there's a landscaping conference for landscapers, and there's an HVAC conference for HVAC. There's also just a home services blue collar conference where all the blue collar business owners, it doesn't matter if you're running a painting company, a moving company, a junk removal company, just some home service company, where we all come together. I'm going to throw the biggest event for Autopilot when Autopilot gets a little bit bigger. But I went to JunkCon and there was like 500 people at JunkCon. It was insane. There was dump trucks and fucking dumpsters and this huge conference and like speakers, and I forget his name, but we'll put it here. And he wrote the book Profit First. He was one of the speakers there, and all of the YouTubers that I followed were there. This is what I want to drill home with you guys. Why starting a YouTube channel is so game changing, because it was crazy going to this and meeting them. And it inspired me. I had just started my YouTube channel. I probably didn't even have 1,000 subscribers yet. And I went to JunkCon mainly to see the YouTubers that I had been following for a year. Matt and JoJo and Steve Conroy, Steezy and Ricardo. Those were the 4 that I followed the most, and I binged their content. Matt and JoJo was maybe around 20,000 subscribers. And then Steve Conroy was probably like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 subscribers, but I was obsessed because they were teaching me how to change my life in the blue collar world. They weren't. Mr. Beast, Logan Paul. They didn't have millions of subscribers. They had a few thousand. Yet me, just a normal person, was so inspired by them, even though they didn't have some big crazy number. What I'm saying is you can do the same thing, and the same thing happened to me. After JunkCon, I took my YouTube channel serious. I hired an editor to help me so I can edit faster. I started posting every week. I think I've got 200 long form videos posted. So I've been doing this now for about 2 years. There's so many other junk removal guys who've had videos go viral, like hundreds of thousands of views, 300, 400,000, 200,000. I don't even have a video that's cracked. I think I'm at 60,000. I've had slow and steady growth for 2 years. Not a single video has gone viral, but I stuck with it. All of my videos that I post, I try to teach shit that no other channel teaches, because they teach the blue collar side, equipment, trucks, some business management, but I teach more of the technical side. How to get leads, how to run Thumbtack, how to run Google, how to do SEO, how to build a website. All the technical stuff that nobody else was teaching is what I taught. I started growing slowly. I'm now at 13,000 subscribers. So 2 years, I'm gonna put this in quote, master junk removal, because I cracked $1 million in gross sales my first year. And I'm doing well on YouTube, growing slowly, gaining respect, getting tons of amazing people reaching out to me and feedback, and people saying, oh my God, Andrew, you have the most amazing content. Nobody teaches you this stuff. And it was so fulfilling, because people are resonating and loving my content, saying I'm the top G. After a year of building my junk removal business, and then a year into YouTube, it finally hits me. Andrew, screw going back to your travel app, Gypsy. Why don't you build software for junk removal? Home services. I understood the software that I was using. I understood how much I'm paying for the software. And I also understood that it was for every home services industry. So I knew what I was like, this is definitely $1 billion software. I Googled it, did some research. It's $1 billion software. It's a giant CRM. We're talking like inventory, invoices, estimates, payments, jobs, clients, leads, marketing tools, phone system, call tracking, ad tracking, two-way text messaging. There's just so much to it. And you have to have Android, you have to have iOS, and you have to have web. If you want to compete with the big boys and be a CRM, you have to be a complete CRM. And I was like, I need to build this. I can build a better CRM. Not a lot of subscribers at that point, but I've enough subscribers that I've gotten some attention from the big dogs in junk removal. I'm getting hit up from junk removal guys who are doing $1 million a year, $500,000 a year, $2 million a year, $3 million a year. I remember when I interviewed Matt and JoJo for the first time, because they're the big dogs. I remember I was nervous to interview them, and I remember I was like, oh my God, I did it. It was a surreal feeling, building Jedi junk removal and then teaching how I built Jedi junk removal on YouTube, and really just having this steady, slow growth. I was earning respect. Every single one of my videos was 20 minutes to an hour long. So we're talking in-depth content, and people were binging my videos. I was getting emails and feedback of oh my God, Andrew, you have the best content ever. You got me started in junk removal. It really changed my life, because I started to build a name for myself in this YouTube stratosphere. Ultimately, I decided, you know what? I could build the best course in the world, because it's going to have stuff that nobody else will have. It's going to be about building the junk removal business, all the operations and equipment and pricing and legal stuff. But also, I can teach what nobody else can. 30 marketing videos on how to market digitally. Facebook marketing and Facebook ads and Google ads, stuff nobody else teaches in the blue collar industry, because that's not their specialty. They usually hire agencies to do all that stuff. I knew it would be the best course, and I knew I wouldn't be called a course scammer, and I'm not trying to charge $5,000 or $3,000 mentorship. It was just a $500 course. To this day, I have not had a single complaint, not one complaint about my course. And I've done well over $100,000 in course sales, which I did not expect to do. So this is where things started to shift a bit. I think around 5,000, I don't know how many subscribers, but 5,000, 6,000, let's call it 7,000 subscribers. This is where I ultimately decided to finally announce that Andrew's gonna really do a CRM. And I started talking about the CRM early on in my channel, to be honest. I started building a wait list, and in honor of launching my CRM, I decided to host a meetup where I live in Los Angeles, California. And I was hoping maybe just 20 people in the area of LA. Maybe some people from San Diego would come up, and I was gonna be like, 20 people show up, that'd be awesome. It's the wildest thing, because this is such a small niche, junk removal. I mean, there's probably probably like 20,000 junk removal companies nationwide, but about 200 people showed up, flew in for a 4-hour meetup. I did not advertise this as an event, an educational event. There was no speakers. It was just a meetup to meet up with other junk removal business owners. And I was so nervous because so many people showed up. They were excited to meet me. You know, I flooded this bar and restaurant. There was somebody probably from every state that flew in. People drove in from Arizona. People drove in from Vegas. People flew in from Florida. It was the most surreal feeling in the world to think that these people came out to see me, to support me because they wanted to meet me, to thank me because of YouTube. They wanted to support my software, all because I've been just teaching how to do junk removal on my YouTube channel for the last year. And I saw the power that YouTube gives you. You can build a community even with 7,000 subscribers. So not only did I make over 100 grand from the course, and that doesn't include brand deals, that doesn't include YouTube ads. I'm not making a lot from YouTube ads, but it is extra money. Doesn't include affiliate commissions, which I don't do much of. I was able to orchestrate this huge event where people flew out to meet me and really start talking about the software. And then I started building a wait list for my software from that YouTube channel for the next year. We have 3,000 people on the wait list. If you want to go watch that video, go watch that video here. I talk more about the wait list here. The next thing that happened, I truly believe that I inspired Matt and JoJo. They tried to do an event a year or two, but because of COVID, maybe it was 2 years prior, they didn't do it. I did mine. And then I think with the results of mine, it inspired them to follow through on what they called the Junk Expo. And they asked me to be a speaker. They sold out the Junk Expo with 200 people. They had to start denying people because, you know, they couldn't have more than 200 people. I've spoke before in front of people when I was 19, 20 years old. I made $2.1 million when I dropped out of high school. It feels like a lifetime ago. I don't even remember. This is my first real talk that I did on stage in front of 200 people. And I was so nervous. I prepared a presentation. It went awesome. It was a great experience. You know, I was like the main sponsor, you know, with Autopilot. And then I'm working with Matt and JoJo. They're the biggest in the community. And now they're partners with me on the software. They're actually investors in the software. It was a great learning experience. I made so many more connections and I met so many more people. And this is all because of my little YouTube channel. The course sales, deciding to build my software, speaking at Junk Expo. And now for the big one, guys. We have raised about $500,000 to date, 200,000 of it being from crowdfunding over the last, let's just say over the last year and a half. The money was rolling in way before I hit 13,000 subscribers because the crowdfunding campaign's been running for 6 months. I was probably at like 9,000 subscribers back then, 6 months ago. Even before the crowdfunding, I was raising from other junk removal business owners who are doing $500,000 or more in their junk removal business. They were writing me small checks for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. And here's the crazy thing, guys. I want you to understand this. Every single person who's invested in me, they run a junk removal company. Some of them might have a cleaning company or an HVAC company, but they're in blue collar. And so many of them said, Andrew, I'm investing in you because I saw what you've done. I see how hard you work, what you did with Jedi Junk Removal. I see how consistent you are with your YouTube channel. I believe in you. Every investor I have has invested in me all because of my YouTube channel. It all stems from YouTube. All because I decided to start teaching people how to do junk removal. It started for me desperately needing to do junk removal to survive, kicking ass in junk removal, selling my Jedi Junk Removal company for almost $250,000, and then teaching the entire journey of everything I've learned and talking about how I sold the company and how you can sell your company and things to increase the value of your company. Everybody in my phone is just a successful junk removal business owner or somebody who wants to start a junk removal business. I've just been posting consistently for 2 years and it's changed my life. To be completely honest with you guys, that's kind of my goal with this channel, is to just share my journey of building my SaaS company and see what comes from it. Start sharing your knowledge now of whatever industry you're in. If it was my travel company and I decided to go back to Gypsy, you know, travel with friends around the world, you know, click a button and go anywhere and we handle everything for you, I'd probably try to be a travel expert, do travel vlogs and teach the best travel destinations to go to and places to explore, anything and everything related to travel. If you're not the expert in that industry, maybe you're in the wrong industry. Maybe you should be building a SaaS product for a true problem that you're having that you're the expert in. And if you're not the expert, but you want to solve this problem, find somebody who can be the face of the YouTube channel so you can start building your community, because it is the most powerful thing. Like, do you know how hard it is to raise I've done it. I've raised money from angels. From previous companies, I've raised millions. We actually had a fitness app with Summer Rae. We raised $1.8 million from angels. It was the hardest money ever to raise. This money that we've raised, thanks to my community, was the easiest money I've ever raised. I didn't have to try. If any of my community is watching this video, like from my other channel, if you found this channel, God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that this startup becomes a billion-dollar unicorn. I have faith. It's just me and my business partner, and we're toe-to-toe. We're head-to-head with the big guys right now. We're gonna probably look for some more angels, or maybe hit up a VC when we have a little more leverage, and try to do $1 million raise so that we can get an engineering team and really start crushing it. So with all that being said, guys, I hope I made it clear on how YouTube changed my life. September 2021, I started Jedi Junk Removal, and here we are now in 2025. Just remember this, it takes time. I didn't go viral, not a single video went viral. And I get a little jealous every time I see all these junk removal people posting their junk removal videos and it gets like 100,000 views like that. Because I've heard somebody else say like, hey, if you get a viral video, you go up like this, and then you drop like this. And I built my community with just steady, slow growth with good videos. Maybe I don't have one that went viral, but I built the respect. I know my community respects me because not only the comments and the feedback, the people buying my course, the phone calls that I take every day, they invested $500,000 into me. Thank you so much, everybody. And I hope this helped. Get out there, guys, and start a YouTube channel. As always, I leave you guys with this. Success is often covered in dirt, but so is gold at one point. Toodles!